Imagine waking up one morning and something feels different. Your body is lighter. There's no tightness in your knees, no lingering stiffness in your hands. You get up without groaning, take a deep breath, and feel a quiet clarity in your mind. It's not just a good day, it's how you remember feeling decades ago when energy wasn't something you had to fight for. That version of you is still there. And no, it's not too late. Now imagine the opposite. You wake up tired even after what should have been a full night of rest. Your joints ache, your thoughts are slow to come together, and your limbs feel heavier than they should. You walk to the kitchen, grab a slice of bread or a bowl of cereal, and start your day thinking you're doing something right. But by mid-morning, you're sluggish again, maybe even irritable. This pattern repeats itself every day, and you chalk it up to aging. After all, isn't this what happens when you get older? Not exactly. What feels like aging is often the result of something much more subtle and far more controllable. It's not your body breaking down on its own. It's your body reacting over and over to foods it can no longer process the way it used to. One of the biggest culprits, carbohydrates, but not all carbs. Some are essential, even beneficial. The problem lies in the ones that pretend to be harmless, or worse, the ones the food industry has spent years convincing you are good for you. After 60, your metabolism becomes more sensitive, your blood sugar takes longer to stabilize, and your body's ability to repair itself slows down. That means what you eat matters more than ever. And some carbohydrates, especially 3 specific types, can quietly disrupt everything from your memory to your mood, your energy levels to your joint health. You won't hear this in a TV commercial or read it on a cereal box, but these carbs are likely on your shelf right now, maybe even on your breakfast table. And they could be robbing you of the vitality you still deserve. They don't look dangerous. In fact, they often wear labels that say whole grain, low fat, source of fiber. But these foods, boxed cereals, granola bars, packaged crackers, and so-called healthy cookies are some of the most misleading items you can put on your plate after the age of 60. They've been carefully designed to seem nutritious, but inside your body, they behave almost like pure sugar. You may have seen someone starting their day with a bowl of cereal that looks healthy, topped with fruit, maybe a splash of low-fat milk. It feels like the right choice: light, clean, responsible. But here's what really happens inside your body. Those cereals are made from grains that have been processed to the point where your digestive system barely has to work. As soon as they hit your stomach, they break down fast, flooding your bloodstream with glucose. Your pancreas responds with a rush of insulin, trying to manage the sugar. For a while, you feel okay, maybe even alert. But then comes the crash. That sudden drop in blood sugar can leave you feeling foggy, shaky, or tired. It can also trigger hunger again, even if you just ate. Over time, this repeated process of sugar spikes and crashes leads to something deeper: inflammation. That's when your body starts reacting as if it's under attack every day from the inside. This constant state of low-grade inflammation can affect your joints, slow your memory, weaken your immune system, and accelerate aging in ways you might not even notice until it's already done damage. Here's the scary part: your brain is especially vulnerable to these sugar spikes. Studies now link blood sugar instability to memory problems and even early cognitive decline. Some researchers refer to Alzheimer's as type 3 diabetes because of the strong connection between sugar, insulin, and brain health. In simple terms, the more your blood sugar fluctuates, the more stress your brain is under, and yet, many older adults fall into this trap because they believe they're making a smart choice. That's not your fault. You've been marketed to for decades by companies who know exactly what words to use to make a product sound safe even when it is in single quotes t. So what can you do? The first step is awareness. If a food comes in a box, a plastic wrapper, or a bag that promises health benefits, pause. Look past the front label and read the ingredients. If sugar or one of its hidden names like glucose, fructose, or maltodextrin is in the top 3 ingredients, it's not doing your body any favors. Better yet, rethink breakfast entirely. Instead of cereal, try something rich in protein and healthy fats. Scrambled eggs with olive oil and spinach, a slice of avocado, or even a small portion of plain Greek yogurt with nuts and cinnamon. These foods help keep your blood sugar stable. That means more energy, better focus, and fewer cravings later in the day. It doesn't have to be a huge change. It just has to be the right change. You grew up with them. They were on your plate. At nearly every meal, warm bread fresh from the oven, a scoop of white rice beside your favorite stew, a comforting bowl of pasta at the end of a long day. They were a symbol of nourishment, family, routine. But the truth is, after 60, your body no longer responds to these familiar foods the way it used to. What once gave you comfort can now silently contribute to fatigue, inflammation, and a decline in overall vitality. White bread, white rice, and traditional pasta are some of the most common and most problematic sources of fast-absorbing carbohydrates. The reason is simple: they've been stripped of their natural fibers and nutrients. What's left is a refined grain that your body digests extremely quickly, almost as fast as pure sugar. When you eat these foods, your blood sugar rises rapidly, forcing your body to release a surge of insulin. But without fiber to slow things down, that sugar is absorbed all at once, leading to a spike, followed by a crash. This crash isn't just about feeling tired. It can leave you feeling mentally cloudy, emotionally flat, and physically drained. Over time, it contributes to something far more serious: insulin resistance. That's when your body no longer responds well to insulin, making it harder to control blood sugar. And once that process begins, the door opens to type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular problems, and accelerated cognitive decline. Think of your metabolism as a finely tuned system, like a classic instrument that needs to be played gently and precisely. When you were younger, your body could handle sudden surges of glucose. It had the reserves, the flexibility, the ability to recover. But with age, the system becomes more sensitive. You need a slower, steadier rhythm energy that burns clean and lasts, not a quick burst followed by exhaustion. And yet, one of the most common misconceptions among older adults is that homemade equals healthy. "I've always eaten this way," many say. "It's what my parents ate. It's what I know." But tradition doesn't always mean safety. Your body changes, and so must your habits if you want to stay strong, independent, and mentally sharp. The good news is, the alternatives are easy and satisfying. Instead of white rice, try brown rice or wild rice cooked slowly with vegetables. Instead of white pasta, explore lentil or chickpea pasta options that retain fiber and offer plant-based protein. And bread? If you're going to eat it, choose a small slice of 100% whole grain or naturally fermented sourdough. Eat it with olive oil or a piece of avocado, which helps slow the absorption of sugar and reduce the insulin spike. It's not about removing all comfort from your diet. It's about understanding what your body truly needs now and responding to it with care. Small changes in the type of carbs you choose can lead to major shifts in how you feel. More energy in the afternoon, less brain fog, improved digestion, better sleep. It starts with switching from fast-burning carbs to those that take their time, just like you've learned to do with life itself. It starts the moment you wake up. You feel tired before the day even begins, as if the night's rest never happened. You shuffle into the kitchen, grab a slice of toast or maybe a bowl of cereal, just something to get you going. For a little while it works. You feel more alert, your body warms up, and your mind starts to clear. But by mid-morning, something shifts. The energy fades. You feel dull again, maybe even sleepy. It's harder to concentrate. You feel like you're dragging yourself through the day, one cup of coffee at a time, and you assume it's just part of getting older, but it's not just age. What you're experiencing is a biochemical cycle driven by unstable blood sugar. The refined carbs you eat first thing in the morning give your body a quick jolt of glucose, but with nothing to slow that sugar down, your body crashes shortly after. And every crash signals your brain that it needs more fuel. So you reach for a snack, a cookie, a piece of fruit, maybe another slice of bread. The pattern repeats. Energy up, then down. Focus sharp, then cloudy. This constant rollercoaster puts enormous strain on your metabolism, and over time, it begins to wear down more than just your energy levels. It affects your memory. It affects your mood. It even affects your ability to move through the day with ease. Your brain, which depends on a steady flow of fuel, begins to struggle with the constant shifts. One moment you're clear, the next you can't remember where you left your glasses. You forget names more often. You walk into a room and stand there, confused about why you came. And slowly, these lapses begin to chip away at your confidence. You wonder if something more serious is happening. The good news is, it's not always a sign of decline. In many cases, it's simply a response to diet, something that can be changed. Your brain is one of the most sensitive organs when it comes to blood sugar. Sudden spikes and crashes trigger inflammation, disrupt neurotransmitters, and interfere with memory formation. It's not about intelligence or age. It's about chemistry. But there's something powerful in this realization. If your food is part of the problem, then your food can also be part of the solution. Imagine this instead. You wake up, make a small omelette with spinach and a touch of cheese, drizzle olive oil over it, and have half an avocado on the side. You feel full, satisfied, and steady. No sugar spike, no crash. By mid-morning, you're still focused. You're still calm. You haven't snapped at anyone. You haven't forgotten anything. You walk outside, breathe in the fresh air, and feel present. That's what balanced fuel can do. It's not a miracle, it's metabolism. And it's something you still have control over. Even now, especially now, the foods you choose every day can either support your body's natural rhythm or disrupt it. And once you understand how carbs affect not just your waistline, but your brain, your heart, and your independence, the choice becomes easier. You don't have to give up pleasure. You just have to stop giving your body substances that pretend to help, but secretly hold you back. They sit quietly on the shelves, wrapped in bright packaging and comforting promises. No added sugar, 0 calories, light, fit. You pick them up thinking you're making a smart choice. Maybe it's a flavored yogurt, a protein bar, a fruit juice box, or a bowl of instant soup that says it's healthy and balanced. But what these packages don't tell you, at least not clearly, is that inside, they often contain chemical sugars, artificial additives, and hidden starches that your body treats just like sugar. The truth is, many of these so-called healthy foods are loaded with ingredients that do real harm, especially after the age of 60. One of the worst offenders? Maltodextrin. It sounds technical and harmless, but it has a higher glycemic index than table sugar. That means it spikes your blood sugar faster and harder. Other ingredients like corn syrup solids, dextrose, and modified starches do the same. You won't always see sugar listed, but your body doesn't care about the name. It reacts to what that ingredient becomes, glucose in your bloodstream, and what follows that spike is always the same. Insulin floods your system, inflammation increases, your energy crashes, your brain feels foggy, your mood shifts, and over time, this cycle leads to deeper problems: weight gain, increased joint pain, poor circulation, memory lapses, and even higher risk of serious illness. This isn't about fear, it's about clarity, because these ingredients are often added to products that are marketed specifically to people trying to make better choices. Seniors, diabetics, people watching their weight. The irony is painful. The more you try to eat right, the more you're exposed to foods that actively undermine your health. Think of flavored yogurts that advertise themselves as light and healthy only to contain sugar substitutes that still trigger insulin responses. Or zero-sugar cookies made with ingredients that increase belly fat and slow digestion. These aren't harmless indulgences. For someone over 60, they can be daily obstacles to vitality and independence. There's a simple rule of thumb: if a food comes in a box, a plastic tub, or a shiny wrapper and contains ingredients you can't pronounce, it's not something your body was designed to process. Your digestive system, your liver, your brain, all of them function best on foods that are whole, simple, and recognizable. Nature doesn't hide its ingredients. Only industry does. So what can you do? Start reading labels, not just the big bold words on the front, but the tiny list on the back. The one with ingredients. Look for real foods: milk, fruit, oats, nuts, seeds. Avoid anything with artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, or acesulfame potassium, and if a product says 0 sugar but tastes like dessert, be skeptical. It's probably manipulating your chemistry in ways you can't feel right away, but your body always keeps the score. Better yet, cook more. Even if it's simple. A soup made at home with real vegetables, herbs, and olive oil is 10 times more nourishing than a powder in a packet that claims to do the same. Your body knows the difference, and it rewards you for it with clearer thoughts, steadier energy, and fewer aches that seem to appear out of nowhere. You don't need to fear food, but you do need to stop trusting every label that claims to be your friend. Because after 60, your choices matter more than ever, and nothing deserves more protection than your ability to live with clarity, energy, and freedom. Now that you know what's been quietly draining your energy and clouding your mind, the question becomes, what should you eat instead? What kinds of carbohydrates actually support your body after 60 rather than work against it? The answer isn't complicated. In fact, it's beautifully simple. Your body thrives on what it recognizes real food, grown from the earth, prepared with intention. Start with vegetables, not just salads, but real, hearty vegetables that provide fiber and nutrients. Think of sweet potatoes, carrots, broccoli, pumpkin, cauliflower, zucchini. These foods contain complex carbohydrates that break down slowly, giving your body a steady source of fuel without causing blood sugar spikes. They also feed the good bacteria in your gut, which is essential for digestion, immunity, and even mood regulation. Next include legumes like lentils, black beans, and chickpeas. These are rich in fiber, protein, and slow-digesting starches that help keep your blood sugar stable. They also help you feel full and satisfied, so you're less likely to reach for snacks that offer no nourishment. Whole grains can also be part of a balanced diet when chosen carefully. Quinoa, oats, and wild rice are excellent choices. These grains still contain their natural fiber and minerals, unlike their white, refined counterparts. Just remember, even healthy grains should be eaten in moderate portions. A small bowl alongside a plate of vegetables and protein is more than enough, and don't forget about fats. Healthy fats are not your enemy, quite the opposite. Extra virgin olive oil, avocados, nuts, and seeds help slow digestion and reduce inflammation. When combined with fiber-rich carbs, they help your body absorb nutrients more efficiently and keep your hunger balanced throughout the day. Protein is another essential piece of this puzzle. After 60, you need more protein to maintain muscle, mass, and metabolism. Think eggs, fish, chicken, tofu, and natural cheeses. A breakfast of eggs with vegetables and olive oil offers more stable energy than any healthy cereal ever could. Picture this: you start your day with a warm vegetable omelette cooked in olive oil with a few slices of avocado on the side. Lunch is grilled salmon with steamed broccoli and roasted pumpkin. Dinner is a hearty lentil stew with spices and olive oil, maybe a few slices of tomato and cucumber on the side. You snack on a handful of almonds or a boiled egg if you get hungry in between. These aren't diet meals. They're nourishment built to support your brain, your heart, your joints, and your energy, and best of all, you'll notice the difference. Within days of changing how you eat, you may feel less bloated. You'll wake up with more clarity. That heavy fog in your mind starts to lift. Your mood becomes more stable. Even your sleep can improve. These aren't coincidences. They're your body responding with relief, because when you stop flooding your system with fake fuel and start feeding it what it actually needs, something amazing happens. Healing begins. Quietly, steadily, your body finds its rhythm again. Your brain sharpens. You move more easily. You laugh more. You feel like yourself again, not the tired version you had started to accept, but the real you, still full of life and potential. This is what food is meant to do. Not just satisfy hunger, but restore balance. Not just fill your stomach, but feed your cells. And after 60, that kind of nourishment is no longer optional, it's essential. You've made it through years of life that tested and shaped you, moments of joy, pain, uncertainty, and growth. You've faced challenges that younger generations may never understand. You've sacrificed, cared for others, built a home, supported a family, adapted to change, and stood strong through seasons of uncertainty. And here you are, still standing, still breathing, still worthy of vitality, clarity, and peace. But somewhere along the way, maybe you started to feel a little less like yourself, a little slower, a little more tired. You forgot where you left your keys. Names started slipping. Sleep didn't restore you like it used to. The sharpness in your thinking dulled around the edges. Your energy didn't rise with the sun anymore. It had to be pushed, forced, coaxed along with caffeine or sugar. You might have wondered quietly, is this it now? Is this what aging is supposed to feel like? You're not alone in that thought. Millions of people over 60 feel the same way. They carry that quiet fear that their health might slowly decline while no one notices. That one day they'll wake up and realize they've faded mentally, physically, emotionally. That they'll no longer be the ones guiding, but the ones needing care. But the most powerful truth you can carry today is this: you are not powerless. What you feel now isn't the end of the story. Much of what seems like normal aging is, in fact, the cumulative effect of choices, many of them unknowingly made, and many of them completely reversible. Your body has been whispering to you for years, through fatigue, through pain, through forgetfulness, through mood changes and physical stiffness. Not because it's breaking down, but because it's begging for better fuel, a quieter, steadier form of nourishment, one that respects your age, your experience, your sensitivity. When you remove the wrong carbohydrates, those hidden sugars, refined flours and industrial additives and begin to feed your body with real, whole, sustaining food, something incredible happens. Not all at once, not overnight, but gradually, gently, and unmistakably, your energy returns not in a frantic, jittery way, but in a calm, grounded sense of stamina. You begin to wake up clearer. Your thoughts move faster. The fog lifts. The conversations that once felt overwhelming begin to feel enjoyable again. Your joints loosen. Your belly feels lighter. You're no longer crashing mid-morning or dragging by mid-afternoon. You're steady. You're alert. You're the version of yourself you thought might be gone, and when you feel that shift, everything changes. You walk a little taller, you engage more deeply, you laugh more easily. You become someone others can count on, not just because you're wise, but because you're present. That presence, that clarity, that strength, it's not a dream. It's your right, and the path to it is within reach. It starts with what you choose today, what you put on your plate, what you believe you deserve. You deserve a body that supports you, a mind that works with you, days that don't feel like survival, but like purpose.so. If something in this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your spouse, your sister, your neighbor, your grown children, because maybe they've been noticing the same quiet decline in themselves or in someone they love. And maybe they just needed to hear that it's not too late. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. We are here every week, bringing clear, compassionate, science-based guidance to help you live longer, stronger, and with more clarity than ever. Because you deserve more than just information. You deserve transformation. The years ahead are not a slow descent. They can be your most focused, most peaceful, most powerful years yet, and that journey begins not in a clinic or a prescription pad, but right at your kitchen table, with your next meal,